One is because you're so popular with so many different, age levels of people.
Yeah,
right?
I kind of do it for everybody.
Like, I can appreciate your movies and your comedy and everything else, but then my son would be freaking out right now if he was here.
Really? Yeah, I think
losing it.
Well, I had this great experience in New York City where these two parents and then a guy came over and he said to me, "Hey man, I just want to tell you, I don't want to irritate you, but I really I just watched Office Christmas Party, and it was so funny, and I love that movie." I said, it's a solid, gag-driven comedy. It's like She's Out of My League. I call them hangover movies.
Right.
Because you turn them on a Sunday after you're hungover, and you just watch them wherever you dropped in, because you know you're going to get laughs.
For sure.
And he said, would you come over and meet my kids? Because they love the Emoji Movie.
Yes!
And so I walked over to this table, and it was a husband and wife who had both seen Office Christmas Party and loved it. There's an orgy scene with a person dressed like a lamb in Office Christmas Party, okay? There is an orgy scene in that with a lamb, all right?
That's so great.
A person dressed as a lamb, not an actual lamb. I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea.
Right.
It's not that graphic.
Right, yeah.
In terms of the nudity. And so, and the Emoji Movie, I don't know if you've seen it, is the most benign, sweet, very, and it's for children.
It really is.
Online, I got a lot of hate of people going, your career's over. I can't believe you did the Emoji
That's
Movie.
ridiculous.
The Emoji Movie. But it was all like hipsters. I'd look at them and they were like 25-year-old kids. I'm like, this is not our demographic. We're not trying to pull 18-year-olds into something called the Emoji Movie. Really, it says not only what it's about, but that it's a movie.
Right.
I mean, that's the demo we're going for.
Exactly.
And so it was a very, that was a very strange experience, because I walked away from that table thinking, wow, I kind of took care of that entire family. I made them all laugh.
Everybody.
And that was really good. I said to the girls, though, I said, you haven't seen Office Christmas Party yet, have you? And they said no. And then I think it was the dad that goes, but we've seen the Emoji Movie over and over. I used to get that with Yogi Bear 3D.
Oh, yeah.
But I like that. I like, How to Train Your Dragon. I'm in the third one of that, and that's coming out pretty soon.
Right.
And kids love that. There was a Netflix, first Cartoon Network, then a Netflix version of the television show.
Right.
And the second one was a little bit darker, I think.
Yeah.
Because they really went for it. So this third one's going to have more humor.
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited about. But the thing that I'm most excited about is for both children and adults. And it comes out at the end of this month. And it's Ready Player One.
Yes.
Ready Player One.
Yes.
Steven Spielberg's next film. And
I heard it's going to be his last.
I don't know about that. He didn't mention that. Is that what you'd heard?
Yeah.
I hope not. Boy, he's so good.
Yeah, right. He's great. I mean,
obviously. You know what? He may do another one of these, because he's working with the writer. If you haven't read the book, I really recommend reading the book before seeing the film. It's an easy read. My wife finished the book. Kate finished the book in 7 days.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? And it took me about 15. So she's, who the smart one is. But she could not put this book down.
Really?
And it's great. It's about a virtual reality in 2045 where most people spend their time in this virtual reality game.
Right.
And you can get sort of Bitcoin from the game, and that works in real life.
Right.
So people have jobs in the game. And
crazy.
All this kind of stuff. And it's this very, 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 very wonderful story about, this kid who is searching for this Easter egg.
Right.
Because the person that created the game died with no one to leave an inheritance to. Mm-hmm. So $500 billion in complete control of the Oasis is given to whoever can find this Easter egg.
That's wild.
And I play a bounty hunter that's sent out by the main bad guy to kill all of the people that get on the leaderboard, which ends up being these 5 people.
That's crazy.
And it's pretty fun, though, because growing up, my hero, because I was a Star Wars guy, not a Star Trek guy, was Boba Fett.
Right.
Nice.
And so it's been fun to, now I'm sort of an amusing Boba Fett.
Right.
Mildly amusing Boba Fett.
A funny Boba Fett.
And it was a weird experience working with Steven Spielberg, because he's so, let's do it! He has this energy that you can't believe for a guy his age.
Yeah.
And the first thing he said was, he goes, okay, let's do it. We're making movies. We're reliving our childhood. And so you can really feel that he has that energy
He's
and appreciates.
excited.
Yeah, he's very, very excitable.
Man.
And one of my weirdest Hollywood stories, I'll give you two of them. What is it?
I love those movies, Spielberg.
Yeah. And I think Ready Player One is going to sort of be the next phase of that science fiction genre.
Right.
Because he hasn't done a lot of that. It's been Bridge of Spies and Munich and
it's been some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, The Post, heavy stuff. So this is going to be a little bit lighter, more blockbuster, fare. So I was teasing him because he sometimes if he's frustrated with a shot, he'll be like, I think this is a Cheetos moment. This is a Cheetos moment. and someone will run over and bring him Cheetos, and often an A&W root beer.
Really?
And he'll eat some crunchy Cheetos. And I tease everybody. I tease Michael Bay. Well, teased is a nice word. I would yell back and forth with Michael Bay on Transformers 4.
Did you really?
Yeah, you have to. And so
you have to.
But Steven Spielberg, I was teasing him. I go, now are you a crunchy guy or a puff Cheetos? Because I hope. And he goes, no, crunchy, only crunchy. I was like, that's what I was hoping. Yeah, I'm a crunchy guy myself. So he has this stuff, and then I go and I watch Ben Mendelsohn, who's the real villain. He is really scary. He's in Bloodline. He's in that the movie Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
He is a really scary guy. He was in Rogue One also.
Right.
Is the bad guy, and he's sort of. I went in to watch him act because it's just fascinating. And Spielberg was frustrated again, and he goes, "You know what? I think this is a Cheetos moment. Can someone bring me Cheetos?" And so someone brought him Cheetos. And I said, so this is another Cheetos moment, huh? Let's see how this goes. And he goes, you know what? Do you want some Cheetos? Bring TJ some Cheetos also. And so he's very thoughtful. And then...
Very thoughtful indeed.
We're sort of sitting next to each other, or standing next to each other. And we're eating Cheetos. And he's obviously thinking about the scene. And then he takes some of his Cheetos out of his bag, and he puts them in my bag.
Oh,
and he just pauses. And then I didn't know what to do, so I took some of my Cheetos out of my bag and put them in his. And this is real. This is a real story. Steven Spielberg just looks at me and goes, there, now we're Cheetos brothers. And he walks away. I could not, I just didn't know what to say about it.
Dude,
and then
that is so great.
And I don't talk about this stuff. My act is mostly... me poorly playing the slide trombone. There's some juggling, which I can show you, which always goes really well on air. Here we go.
There we go. Juggle. Wow, you can juggle.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Yeah,
Everybody at home is like, I wonder how impressive it was. Probably not.
Super impressive.
I talk about how juggling is so magical, and people love watching it.
Right.
Until you drop of something.
Right.
And then everyone in the audience is like, I could do that. Yeah. So I showed up to reshoots for Weasel for Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in between kind of Ehrlich Wade and Weasel Wade. I kind of, I refer to how heavy I am depending on the characters that I'm playing. Right. And my wife does too.
Early
She's like,
from Silicon Valley's one
size. Oh, that is a very large size. That's a 250-pound size man.
That's a lot of Cheetos.
Yeah, that's a lot of Cheetos.
Right.
Although gaining weight is a lot of fun for a part because you just get to drink beer instead of water and fall asleep with pizza on your chest.
So great.
Just eat until you fall asleep. And Josh Brolin walked up to me, and he's a great guy, super cool guy. Very strange. He's into surfing, lives in Venice, is this very kind of chill dude, and his wife is really awesome.
Really?
But he's the type of dude that would wear a bracelet, and if you mentioned it or teased him about it, he'd lay it down.
Yeah.
No, he's a gentle giant.
Because he plays the main villain in Deadpool 2.
Yes, he is now Cable. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Cable and Deadpool end up... Well, I'm not going to ruin it, because
Right.
Marvel will slit my Achilles.
Yeah.
But, there's a twist where they sort of have to use one another's abilities for the same purpose.
Right. To serve the greater
But so
good.
he came on to set, and he sort of came up to me, and he like slapped my belly and rubbed my belly. And he's like, hey, how you doing this morning? And I said, you ever notice how action stars, I'm saying this to the entire crew.
Right.
I said, you ever notice how action stars can come to the comedic relief and sort of slap their belly and touch it, but you can never go up to an action star's washboard stomach.
Yeah.
And play with it. So I went up to his stomach because he was shirtless, and I went, to his washboard stomach, and he just did not think that was funny at all. He has a good sense of humor, I'll tell you that much. But I don't think anybody had ever played his washboard stomach.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I wish I had a jug, just so I could have been like...
Started a
Right.
tiny country band.
Yeah, exactly right. A bucket and a broomstick with one single string.
Our guest is TJ Miller. See him this weekend at the Off the Hook Comedy Club. They're at 239-389-6901, or you could buy the tickets online at offthehookcomedy.com. So last night